Hello, everyone. This is Heather Hurt with the NRW, and that is QP, and we are nerds that rule the world. We have been told this by many people, so ha! With that being said, I'm going to start out with the trigger warning for this review. We are going to be talking about Anniversary. This is going to potentially get political. We are going to try and limit our comments as much as possible, but we will be talking politics. We will be talking triggers within this film. We are going to try and keep the spoilers to a minimum because this is personally, this is a phenomenal film that I think many people need to watch. Unfortunately, the ones who need to see it most probably will not. But I do want to start with the trigger warning for politics, for family drama, like devastating family drama, and emotional impact. With that, let's get right into the review, or get into the review. Let's watch the trailer for Anniversary.
Mr. and Mrs. Taylor, it's lovely to meet you. I almost forgot. Happy anniversary.
Cheers to 25 years.
We're so grateful to have our kids here with us. My greatest happiness in life is being your wife.
Josh brought the new girlfriend.
She doesn't blink.
Guys, this is Liz.
Ha! It's lovely to meet you, Mr. and Mrs. Taylor.
Very nice to meet you, Liz.
I wasn't sure if you'd remember me.
I didn't at first, but I remember you now. Our son's new girlfriend is a former student. She's radical in her ideology.
Honey, people change.
No, Paul, they don't. I don't think it's a coincidence that she's attached herself to Josh. Come on, we don't bite. Sure you do. It's all coming back. The skillful way she evades questions.
Can you pretend to be happy for me? You couldn't bend her your way. Drives you insane.
What did you even know about this girl?
Wow.
It's growing a new host to attach itself to. That's how it blossoms and infects the entire ecosystem.
You know, I used to be afraid of you. But I don't think I am anymore.
Don't let them win.
Your sister went missing.
It's not a coincidence.
The way the world is now, it's dangerous. Josh. Yeah.
Look around us.
She's messing with her heads.
We don't always know what our children are capable of.
Regardless of what you think of me, I don't want to be the reason things change in this family.
I think you know what's coming.
Don't let them win. Don't dream.
You have obliterated us.
Don't let them win.
What more do you want?
Hey now, don't dream it so.
Anniversary is now in theaters, and Kupi and I were lucky enough to watch it. And I spoke to Lori Rosene-Gambino, who is one of the screenplay writers and storytellers of this film. Kupi, you got to speak to
the director / co-writer, Jan Komasa.
They are very enlightening. Lori, I know that I had a lot of fun talking to Lori, and I got emotional with her. Not to the point where I have in the past, but like emotional about the fears that this brought up. With that, once again, story was by Jan Komasa and Lori Rosene-Gambino. The film features Diane Lane, the immaculate Diane Lane, plays Ellen Taylor. Kyle Chandler plays Paul Taylor. Madeline Brewer is Anna Taylor. Zoey Deutch is Cynthia Taylor. Phoebe Dynevor, I think it's how you say her, I'm sorry, is Elizabeth Nettles, of course. And then Dylan O'Brien is Josh Taylor, and McKenna Grace, our lovely Sabrina, is Birdie Taylor. It takes a literal mountain of humans to make this film. This is a story about isolation, about family. So I'm just going to keep the cast to that set. But just so you know, it takes hundreds of people to make a film of this magnitude, especially one of this magnitude. And so shout out to everyone who worked on this film. Kuya P, I'm going to say my initial thoughts first because I kind of went into this blind, and Kuyapi actually told me to go into this blind when he told me that he was going to send me the link to it to watch it. Then, of course, I got my own. Production companies, don't be mad. I got my own. But when he suggested that I watch it, he told me to go in kind of blind. And so my initial thoughts were none. I had no idea what I was walking into. Other than it might have been about someone's anniversary. So Kuyapi, what were your initial thoughts?
Blind as well, because it came across our table. And we didn't do any trailer reaction at all. I don't believe.
We did I think we did right after I watched it or something like that.
Okay. And I had already seen it. So like there was no, again, I just, when I saw it, it was from the film and then the trailer after the fact. So no thoughts coming in. The concept from the write-up when we booked the interviews and everything to screen this and review it just seemed very interesting. And then then we'll get into review. I don't want to spoil my talking until we get to the review part. But my initial thoughts were just interesting concept, if you will. Yeah.
There was an element of thriller to it, but a lot of this is just reality in a big old freaking nutshell, just reflected back in how quickly something can happen. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't give the plot to this. So in the story, this is a story over a 5-year period of an anniversary. Ellen and Paul are celebrating their 25th anniversary. Ellen is a professor, a political professor in Georgetown. I think it's Georgetown. University, and Paul Taylor is a restaurateur who has been working on, who we believe is a successful restaurateur. Whether he is or is not, I'll let y'all decide when y'all see the movie. Then, of course, they bring in their 3 children. Anna's 3 children. Anna, Cynthia, and Birdie, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 4. Anna, Cynthia, Birdie, and Josh. The 4 kids. Josh is
3 girls and 1 boy. Yeah.
And Josh brings forth, they all have their significant other if there is one, and Josh brings his new girlfriend Elizabeth Nettles. Elizabeth is a previous student of Ellen's, and she knows Elizabeth has a certain very, you would think in the way that it's talked about at the beginning, very anarchy style opinion, but it's more authoritarian and things. And she is writing a book. Her and Josh are introduced through a publisher, and things get very military guy shooting citizen-esque very, very, very quickly. And it shows the easiness of that throughout this film through the eyes of the isolation of a family. This was, of course, it was drafted the original, like many movies, you don't make this in a year. This takes a decade to write, but as it was being produced and run through the pandemic, things did shift a little bit, and it's really about the isolation and family and what a family can do in situations like this. So with that, Kuyapi, I think we should start our reviews. I'll let you word vomit for a little bit, and then I'm going to warn you guys right now, we're probably both going to word vomit. I'm going to try and keep mine as light as possible. Once again, we are going to try and keep the politicalness as limited as possible, but if something comes out, something's going to come out. So clear.
All right. I guess I'll be careful. Wonderful conversation with Jan Komasa. He wanted to make a film that occurred over time in different area, and I think he completely succeeded in this. Working with Lori Rosene-Gambino on the story, and then Lori doing the final screenplay. And as you'll see, the great conversation Heather had with her, and then my conversation with Jan. Just good peoples, good vibes, good energy, very creative. Yeah, I think he succeeded in what they wanted to do, to how a family is affected in this one area over time, and we keep revisiting. Thought the title was perfect, Anniversary, because it happens on an anniversary, and just and how things can change over time on a special date like an anniversary. And to add this element of politics and the changing world, and I thought it was really well done, but also very absolutely scary, because we won't shy away from it. We say it pretty much a lot here on the NRW. We live in the DC area. It feels like what we're living right now. Which makes it so very scary. And you kind of want to go to film to escape a little bit, but it's going to seep its way into there, the realities of the world. And I think this showcases that perfectly. And like Heather said earlier, like the people that need to see a film like this won't see it, but they should. But just how things in politics in the world can affect us over time. I thought this was really well done. The ensemble cast, Diane Lane, Kyle Chandler, and everybody else. I'm leaving them as the parents. They're the matriarch and patriarch of this family. Seeing all these different interactions and how a family deals with the changing dynamics is very interesting. And I think everybody did their roles immensely. I wish this was a miniseries, to be honest, to flesh and give more. Although they were really fleshed out, everything that needed to be done for this particular runtime, and everybody have their moments. We get it. A testament to this script and these characters, I want more. So I would have loved a longer time span to live with these characters and see the whys and and all of that. But I thought it was just a great film. That is an important film. I think we all have those situations in regards to politics with our own families. And again, we'll try to stay away from it. But it's something that we all face a lot. I know I do. Heather, I think has hers in certain respects. I'll let her speak to that. But yeah, my parents live in South Carolina. A very red state. My dad's a gun guy. He's an NRA guy. I'll leave it at that. We battle all the time. I'll leave it at that. And this is one of those films that reminds you of your own family, but also what is the most important things and how we need to change and listen and have empathy for each other. To me, that's the bottom line. And I'll leave it at that because Heather doesn't want to get into politics, and we could probably go along forever because she knows us. She knows us. She knows how we feel. We feel very the same way. That's why we work as a team. But I thought this was a great film with a great ensemble, great cinematography. I was really surprised by this film. I didn't think I was going to love it as much as I did, but I really do love this film. Probably in my top 20 for the year.
I really have a hard time to go off of that. I agree. The film was well shot. It was carefully placed over a period of 5 years. There are times where you don't see that there are time lapses, and they don't even have it mentioned, but it carefully demonstrates that time has gone by. And it comes from this perspective of people who are liberal leaning, just to give that a heads up. And that's why we believe that even though this is actually a success for a conservative, maybe how that success is, we won't explain. How this film starts will push a lot of people who really need to see this movie, who really need to understand the conversation that most liberals are trying to have. They will walk away from it immediately. But this film has a phenomenal way of demonstrating how extremism can go in all directions, how it is easy to be taken in by extremism, how the notion of universal can be intoxicating. But what it really is it is authoritarianism in its worst way. And that goes once again in all directions. The script was phenomenal in that way, and they picked an incredible cast to portray that story. I'm going to say her name again wrong. Phoebe Dynevor. I think once again, I think that's how you say her name. Terrifies me. Elizabeth terrifies me. And Kuyapi and I are horror people. We are horror people. And that is who she is. Because she is what is wrong, and she is the epitome of how easy it is to manipulate, and how easy it is to stranglehold, and how easy it is to turn just one person, the one person they need. in a family.
If I can just equally add real quick in there, I know, and that was great. I'm sorry, I didn't want to steal the moment, but just like her, yeah, I agree. And then what happens to Dylan O'Brien's character? Oh my, terrifying. Yeah, just
The if you want to understand, if you want a fantastical way of understanding easy manipulation through the guys, if you want to know why there are so many volunteers for ICE, watch this film and watch Josh's changes. Power is addictive. Period. Now, is this movie perfect? Absolutely not. No. I don't want to make this sound like we are kissing its feet. This film is long. There are times when some elements are a little too drawn out. And there are times, once again, there's not always inclinations that a date has changed. And I actually talked about this with Lori. So sometimes it can be confusing at what the timeline is. Sometimes. And that is a short, and I think that's more of a cutting issue than it is anything else. There were some editorial issues, but when it comes to the writing, the acting, and the way the story is depicted, it is a reflection. This is not your I'm going to break from reality film. This is your I need to see reality at its truest film. And it scared the living shit out of me.
what did John think?
John did not watch it with me, but he's not.
I thought John. Oh man.
This is not. I don't think this is his film.
Oh.
He's not really a political film guy. Not really a drama film guy, to be fair.
Okay.
I guess I can't get him. Y'all, I get to see Wicked early, and my husband's like, eh. But anyway, it's one of those where, not saying that's a political film. If you think it's political, you weren't paying attention to the source material. But anyway, it's with that being said, Anniversary. I think, okay, I'm going to say what my husband, I think, would say if he watched this. He'd walk out of if we were in a theater, he'd walk out before I walked out, which he's done. You've seen it. He's done that. If he was watching it with me at home, he'd walk out of the room because he wouldn't want my reaction because he'd know exactly what it was. He's not those I don't take sides in politics. Don't worry, he's not one of those guys. He's just tired of me fucking talking about it. So what did Ebony say? Did she watch this with you?
No, but I want her to. I want her to see this. Yeah, this is a film I think will be great conversation. Yeah, and my daughter. I'd love to see her see this too, because we've been bringing her into the conversation because, well, she's seeing it for herself, which we're loving. We're living. She's seeing the terribleness of this world without us even saying anything, and then engaging and wanting to have those conversations on, Dad, Mom, Dad, why are these people just still listening to this guy and all of that? And just, yeah, she just cannot believe the insanity of it all. And that
and with that being said,
evil people continue to thrive, you know?
With that being said, Birdie is not much older than her in the film.
Yeah.
And your daughter's she's getting up to that election, able to vote.
Oh yeah. She's excited to start voting.
Good. So I could see her connecting with Birdie, not in the end of the movie way, I hope. But a lot of people, this is going to feel very real for a lot of people. It felt very, very real to me. Kuyapi, I'm talking for you, but I think it felt very real to you. Especially as Kuyapi said, we are in the Washington, D.C. area, and both of us in some way are connected to the government. Like we are. So this is very real. This feels very real. Anniversary is available right now. Sorry, I shouldn't go in. Kuyapi, any final thoughts?
All good. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. I guess it has a little bit of faults here and there, although to Heather's point, but I don't know, not really for me. I thought the runtime was fine. There is some makeup issues that I would say for aging, maybe a little bit there. But I do like the transitions, and it could have been a little bit more noticeable that, okay, 5 years now or whatever. But at the same time, I thought it worked fine. I didn't mind the overall to what they were just trying to do, and yeah, because sometimes you don't want it to be so. For me, I don't want it to be so stark in the transition to just make it feel more real. You know, that time is also what is time. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's an artistic trait as well, in movement and energy, you know, for the story that they're telling. So yeah, I thought, again, one of the year's best, in my top 20. I don't know where it'd be on the scale at the moment yet. Still working on that list, but it surprised me, came out of nowhere, and it stayed with me. So for all of that, definitely a thumbs up type of film for me. Yeah, recommend.
For me, absolutely, I recommend it. I also did talk, by the way, as I said, I did talk to Lori about the timeline, and maybe or maybe not, it might be on purpose. So with that being said, I strongly suggest this. Unfortunately, the people that I would suggest this the most to, the most susceptible, will never see this film, and I'm really sad about it, because it actually is a really good film, even outside of its politics, even though it is an incredibly political film. It's a great film. Do you need to see this in theaters?
I would love to see it in theaters. I would have loved to see the crowd audience and the energy in certain moments. And actually, you know what? If we could do a quick, I want to do a spoiler thing at the end. So stay tuned to the end of the credits, y'all. Just a real quick, you know, maybe less than 5-minute convo with me and Heather, because I really want to know some couple things from her. But I would put my money to see this in a theater. I don't think I'd initially, based on the trailer, it'd be after I watched it, and then I'd be like, oh, go to the theater to see it, because again, how it hit me. And then I would love to see an audience react to certain moments.
Absolutely. And
yeah.
And my reason for not wanting to see it in a theater would be the exact same reason that I would want to see it in the theater. And that's what KAYFABEBABY just said. I wouldn't want to see this type of movie in a theater because I know how I reacted to it. But I would want to see the other reactions. I would want people to know how I reacted to it, because the only way that that I can play my part is if I'm reacting the way that needs to be reacted to. And I know that sounds very, oh, you're just playing this role. No, it's when you are reacting in a certain way that is authentic, that is realistic, that is whole, you can tell. You can tell. So there will be many people who will not understand this film, who are playing those roles, and I would love to see those faces when they walk out of the theater. But at the same time, I know that I watched this film and then almost immediately after had my interview with Lori, and I was not in the mental place to do it. So with that being said, as I mentioned at the beginning, this is a trigger warning film. This is a very strong, very heavy, heavy film. If you are not emotionally ready to talk about politics or to be seen talking and reviewing politics in a public place, this is a streaming film. I do not know when it's going to be coming to screen. We do not know when that is. We can add that to the description later. It is currently in theaters. But if you are one of those people that who do not want to emotionally handle this film in public, I would wait till stream. Is my statement there. With that being said, if you have already seen this movie, it has been out for a little bit. We are a little bit behind. We're sorry. Tell us in the comments. Tell us what your thoughts are. Are we being too political? Even kind of not talking about politics here. Are we not talking about it enough? Do we need to be more forward? How did you feel about this film? Did you think it was too on the nose? Did you not like it? Tell us in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share, all those things, and wait until the very end if you have watched this film, and only if you've watched this film, to see that spoiler. We thank you, and we'll see y'all soon. Y'all have no idea what Kuya wants to talk about. So Kuya,
I just wanted to know like moments that surprised you, like the very end, like what like things hit you, like I kind of saw it coming with the daughter, becoming radicalized with the family and everything, which was heartbreaking. But then just one after the other, how everybody started, everybody dies. Well, not really. Yeah,
Everyone dies.
Everyone dies. Just so fucking heartbreaking. Like, and when the one with the knife, because he stabbed, and then she dies by the police. I wanted to just talk about how everyone dies and just how heartbreaking it is, and just it's a powerful film. Dylan O'Brien's scary as fuck, but at first, like you're saying, the what's her name, Ovinder, that we couldn't pronounce the last name, she's scary.
Sorry.
How like you first see her, and then and then and then just it just seeps into the whole family and everything, and just like just great performances by all. Maybe I'm just recanting everything I did earlier, but just then how the eventual closeout and then everyone dies. It's so fucking heartbreaking, but just a really well done story. And I just love the concept how we just saw on this anniversary date, each family coming together, and then when the one daughter dies and then dies but comes back and all of that. I just loved how they played with us and then everything. Are there any moments that stood out to you? Again, this movie stood out because it came out of nowhere, and then I love where it took us in the conversation, and then the filming technique of how we learn more of this story with this family every anniversary.
Yes, if you have watched Handmaid's Tale, there is nothing that the end nothing about the end surprised you. It's very Romanoff meets liberals, liberation, the way that it was ended. The relationship between Paul and Ellen is absolutely beautiful. Believe women, though. I'm just going to say that. One of the moments that really got me, though, and you hear Ellen talk about it in the second year, is that this was a think tank. This was private money. This was what we are seeing today. The inability and the unwillingness to tax the rich because they are the donors. They are the ones that make the claims. We are seeing tech giants right now scream about how democracy can't actually happen for non-wealthy people. Look up Palantir and look up who the owners are or who the CEOs are if you don't know what I'm talking about. We are seeing corporations controlling the narrative, all thanks to Reagan. Corporations are controlling the narrative and making something appear great. Elon Musk just got a $1 trillion pay package while people are going hungry on the streets because of the narrative that the wealthy are great and wonderful and perfect, and they are the ones that funded this. And the way that wealth trickled into Josh's story, that was the big one for me. Josh had this ambition, he had this love, he had this passion, and then he was given the option by a wealthy think tank to make money off of somebody else and to accept their politics, no question. Was I surprised? I guess I could ask you this. Were you, pause that.
Was I surprised that they all died at the end?
No. Were you surprised that he gave his sister up?
No.
No. And that's the thing is the manipulation, the sheer level of manipulation that power and greed take. Elizabeth is terrifying. Like her concepts are terrifying. But Josh is the one that just freely gives in. And that's where that bigotry, that power hungry, that ICE relationship comes into play. He has no power. He's not that important. It doesn't matter what happens to him.
Oh.
Damn, will he take the money until that point?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. So everybody in the family, but Dynevor or whatever, she's the last one. She survives. The wife who
No, they
destroys
both
the
get
whole
killed at the
family.
end. Oh, yeah. Elizabeth is survived.
Yeah, she's the lone one out of the whole family.
I mean, that was always her goal.
Oh, I know. But what do you think is what do you think is the story after? I was curious your thoughts on that. Like, she just literally destroyed the whole family. Any guilt? Anything you think she
Oh
feels?
no, she's got no guilt. That's why she was smiling at herself in the mirror. This was always her plan. Her plan.
That was her ultimate revenge from back in college.
That was her ultimate revenge. We'll say everything started with Mein Kampf and ended with a guy shooting himself in a bunker. That is what happened to her, I believe.
Yo, as soon as I saw the title of the essay she wrote in college, it was like birth of a, it just had birth and you saw nation. I was like, oh shit, we about to be in some shit right here.
Yep.
It kind of told me everything.
But it's everything started with a book and ended with a guy shooting himself in a bunker. So,
yeah.
In history, when you do not properly learn it, has a tendency to repeat itself.
Yeah.
So that is what I believe. This is exactly what she wanted. But what happens after? You can only claim authoritarian leadership for so long.
Heartbreaking film, great film, terrible film, and what just all the things. People need to see this film, man. But yeah, bravo to if there's any cast and crew sticking it through watching our reaction. Definitely one of the year's best for me, man. Looking forward to conversations with people that see it. Yeah.
I'm definitely interested in talking to more people. And I will say this, if you are a conservative, as you know, KP and I are both liberals. If you are a conservative and you want to have a real conversation about this, let's do it. Let's have it. I want to know your opinion of this, how you felt about it. So with that, once again, make your comments below. Tell us what you thought. Like, subscribe, share, all of those things. And by the way, when I say the conservatives want to have a real conversation, I don't mean the people that are going to complain about politics. Oh, you brought politics into this. It's a fucking political movie. Wake up. Just means you haven't watched the film. I don't want to talk to you. Move on. With that being said, thank you guys. We will talk to y'all soon.